Hello everyone, and welcome back to another LEGO Mario video. Today, I will be showing you guys how to build this Mach 8 cart from Mario Kart 8 and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So you can see, it is much longer than my normal standard cart design, about, I don't know, I'd say 4-6 studs longer total. Here it is, on top of it. The wheels are much more spaced out, but once again, if you pop out the middle seat area, this one's a bit harder, but it does pop out. You can once again fit Mario in there, and he can scan tiles as he goes around and collects coins, does everything as normal. So that's the main thing I did for it, and it even comes apart into two different pieces. If you think it's too long, the front section and the back section, I guess, the seating area, then you're just left with these two side bits. Make it really short. Mario now can't fit in it. But I think it's pretty good. It's a bit weird looking and a bit too long in certain areas. But for the parts I had, I'm pretty proud of it. So now let's get started with the tutorial. To get started with the Mach 8, we're going to start off by taking this 2x6 yellow tile and then two of these wheels, which are gray in intersections with black tires, and then one of these pieces, this kind of wheel assembly, and then put one on the left and one on the right, so it should be either side. That can now wheel around. Then you're going to take a 2x4 or two 2x2s, place those in between them to fill up that gap, and then a 2x4, or I guess again another 2x2, second 2x2 next to each other, and you should have something that looks somewhat like this. And we'll put that aside. Now we're going to want to take these 2x3s, or this could just be one long 2x6, put them next to each other, take these two 2x2 bricks, and put those on one of them. Should look like that. On the other one, you want to take this 2x4 kind of underbelly piece and put that bottom of it on the other side. So you should have two that look like this, or one long 2x6 that looks like that. Then I want to put the wheel assembly in the center. Now, the bottom part should look like that. Now, for this part here, we're going to want to take two 2x1s and place those facing forwards inside of that little dip there. So it should look like that. It could also be a 2x2. Then another 2x1 and place that on the back end of it. So now it should look like that. And then a 1x4 on top of that 2x1. Uh-oh, it's all falling apart now. Like that. And then two stacks of 1x1 square blue tiles on top of each other. You want to make two of those, so that needs 4 1x1. And then put those on top of the yellow studs there and there. Now it should look like that. Next, we're going to want to start with the back side of it. To do that, we're going to start off by taking these two 2x4 square or 2x4 rectangular tiles and placing them right there, like that. Should now make the top fit all blue. And then you're going to take these two 2x1s on top of each other. Should have two of them. That. Place those on top of the black bits of the wheel carriage. And now it should just be a flat blue top with these two sticking up at the front. Now take these, I guess, angled triangular pieces that are 2x3 studs. See here, it's got 3 studs going up the top. And then with these, what you're going to want to do is have them angled out the front. Something like that. Uh-oh. Something like, oh my gosh, it's all falling over. Like that, so you get angle of it up the front going in towards the wheels. And then right behind that, you're going to want to take a 1x6 in blue and place it right behind it. Then take a 2x1 flat tile and put those on top of the wheels. So now it should look like that. And now let's go on to the next step. For the top part, you're going to want to start off by taking the sloped 2x2, I guess, bricks. Get 4 of them and have them facing into each other like that. Then take a 2x4, place that overhanging it by exactly 1 stud on the back end, like that. Then place a 2x1 in that front gap there. So now you should have that running across the top and overhanging by 1 stud. Then take a 1x1 circular tile. It's not a circular stud. You don't need to have the hole in the center. Place a 2x2 dish on the top. Place that in the center of that 2x4 tile you placed in, so it should look like that now. Now we'll set that aside for a little. Next we're going to jump to this 2x1 like brick with a hole in the center, and then in that hole you want to put a like little Technic pin with the stud on one side. Place that right down the center. Should fit in like that. And on that piece you're going to want to put large, I believe 4x4 dish piece in light gray. Then take the assembly we built in the last step and place it right there between those two 1x1 studs. Should fit in perfectly. There you go, that should be the front of it. On top of that, we will put this piece, but not right now. Next, we're going to want to go over here and take a 1x2 brick, place that there behind the 1x6 tile there. Take a 1x1 with a stud on one side, and then the same thing on the other side. Place those opposite the 2x1 brick. So it should look like that now with studs on either side. Then take a headlight brick in black, or you could do it in blue. I just didn't have one in blue. Place one there and one there, so it should look like that now. This is on the back side of it. Then take one of these 1x4, I guess, curved tiles that goes kind of like a U shape, and place a 2x1 right in the center, like that. Should now be flat on one side. Place that right on those 2 black headlight bricks. Can be a bit of a pain to get in there, but there, now it's in. Now the shape looks something like that from the top. Next, we're going to work on another assembly, this time starting off with a 2x6 flat tile here. And then take a 1x4 in blue. And then on top of that 1x4, place a bunch of cheese slopes in transparent, I guess, black. And it's like a darker transparent. I don't think it's transparent black, but it's a darker color. And I guess transparent black would also work, or just solid black would also work for it. It's just a really dark windshield on the real one. It should fit right into the back of it, centered like that. Then on either side of it, you want to put 2x1 like jumper tiles with only 1 stud on them on either side, like that. And then on that stud and that stud, you're going to want to take a 1x1 flat tile, 1x1 flat tile again, and there you should be left with a 2x1 area in the center. Now we're going to place it on top of this, I guess if you look at it, a 4x2 area. Place it right on top of it with the windshield facing towards the front. This looks really weird now, but once we put this piece on top, you just want to click it in, make sure the yellow lines up with that 2x1 area. I have to push it down quite well. And there. Now that looks a bit more like the front of the Mach 8. To get started with the back part of the Mach 8, we're going to start by taking a 2x6 yellow tile and placing the same wheel assembly we built in the first step on either side, like that. And then we're going to want to take these 2 2x2s in yellow and place those on top to fill in the gap, like that. Then we'll put that off to the side and take this 2x3 here, place that underneath, for hanging 2 studs on one side, and take a 2x2 and put that overhanging one stud on the other side. So it's almost as if you have like a 5x2 on one side, even though that's a piece that doesn't exist. Then you're going to take a 2x4 yellow tile and place that on the side with only one stud. And then two 2x2 yellow tiles and place that on the side with two studs. So you should have on the side where the stud's missing, and that's the back end. Then you're going to want to take these 1x4s in yellow and place them on either side of the wheel assembly. And then put another two on the sides of those. So now you should have one complete flat side right there. Basically a 4x6 yellow tile all flat across there. Now we're going to start with the blue pieces and take two of these, I guess, 3x4 large, angled plates with a hole there. You want to place those overhanging the wheels. See the slight overhang there, but it's mostly over the wheels. In the middle, in that 2x2, you just place a 2x2 in blue to fill in that hole. Then where the yellow is, you want to place 1x4s in blue. And there will be small gaps, but that's meant to be there. And then take two 1x2 cheese slopes and place those on the edges of the wheels like that. And that's it for the bottom part. Now we'll work on for the top part of the back. You're going to want to take the assembly from the bottom, and on top of it, place a 4x6 blue tile. Fit that in between those blue cheese slopes. Should lock on all the way. Alright. And then now, with the side that has the studs, not the side that's missing them, the side that has them, you want to place a 2x1, and behind it, a 2x4 brick. And next to that 2x1, you want to put 1x1 blue piece bricks with a hole, or with a stud on one side. Place those on either side, facing outwards. See them? And then you could use blue again, but I just didn't have any, so I'm using black next to those. And then next to those, you want to do a 1x4 in blue. Should look like that. And on the back, on that 1x2, you want to put a 1x2 in yellow with the plus connection, Technic connection through it. I guess that could be blue. Really, that could be any color because you don't see it. But I just have it yellow. You'll see why in a second. Turning around to the front side here, you want to put a 2x4 slope on the right and one on the left, like that. And then over where the yellow brick is, you want to put a 2x2. And then I don't have another 2x2 in blue, so I just put two 1x2 slopes. Those work just the same. Should look like that, so it's all like sloped off at the top. And then through that plus sign, you want to put a Technic pin through the middle. And then next, you're going to want to take this circular 4x4 yellow tile. And in the center, you want to put a 2x2 circular brick. And then a red 2x2 flat circular tile. You can see the plus going all the way through it, and I think you can guess what we're going to do with it. Then take two yellow 1x2 cheese slopes and place those all the way around the circle in the center. Like that. And now you should have an engine looking something like that. And you guessed it, we're going to put it right on that Technic rod there. And you can barely see the gray out the back, but other than that, looks pretty good. To finish off the Mach 8, you're going to start by taking this 2x2 yellow tile, and on top of it, placing this handle piece. Then, on the other two studs, you're going to want to place an overhanging 2x2 yellow slope brick. And on top of those two studs there, and place a flat 2x1, so it should look like that now. Then, on that overhang bit, you're going to want to put a 2x4 coming outwards, and there are now a 3x2 area of studs there. And on all of those, you're going to want to take a 1x2 jumper tile and cover it all up like that. So now there's 3 studs left showing. And on the back 2, you're going to place 2 2x1s on top of each other in yellow. Oh wait, actually start by putting the 2x1 like rigid grip piece, the negative end, place that on those 2 studs, and then on top of that you want to put the 2 2x1s in yellow. And then on top of that you want to put a 2x1 vent. And then on that 1 stud there you want to take a 2x1 in yellow. Or not a 2x1, sorry, a 1x1 in yellow. And then on top of that a 1x1 cheese slope in yellow. And put that there to kind of make the shape of the fin. And now this you want to attach to the back bit on those 6x2 studs on the top. And that's the back bit done. We'll put that aside for now. And now we're going to build the attachment between the front and the back. You're going to start by taking 2 of these 2x4 like fin pieces and place a 1x6 flat tile on top of one, covering the entire thing with 2 studs overhanging, and then just attach that to the other one. They should be facing into each other, and on those 2 studs, just put a 1x2 flat tile. You could just use a 1x8 for both of them, but this just worked easier for me. And now, we're going to start by taking the front end of it and putting it on that 1 stud there, like that. And then attach the last 2 studs there to the back end, like that. And then with the other one, you're going to want to flip it around, do the exact same thing. Press it on the studs, and then now you've got the hole in the middle where Mario can ride. Now he can drive around in the Mach 8 perfectly fine. He's able to scan tiles out the bottom because you can still see it. But if you want Mario not to be in it, then I'll show you how to make the seat. To construct the seat for the Mach 8, you're going to want to start by taking this 2x4 yellow tile and then placing a 1x6 on either side of it. I don't have another 1x6 in yellow, so instead I use 2 1x3s here. They work almost as well, not as well, but it gets the job done. Then take these 2 2x4 bricks and place them on top of it. That. See, now it should look like some kind of weird H kind of shape. Got 1 stud on each side sticking out, and then a 4x4 area to build on. And on the front of that, you're going to put a 1x4 in yellow. And then you're going to want to take this 1x4 with studs on top, place that on the back, and then a 2x2 and a 2x2 there. It could also be a 2x4, it doesn't really matter. And then on top of those, you're going to want to put a 2x4 in the back, then a 1x4 in the front, and then on top of those, you want to put a vent, 1x2, another vent on the opposite side, like that. And on the back, more vents, 1x2, 1x2. So now you should have a shape, something like that. And then in that 2x2 in the center, you want to put a red seat, just like that. And that's the seat area for the Mach 8 done. You can plug it in by lining up the studs on opposite sides of those pieces, like that, and it should click in. It's a bit harder to get in than the standard cart one, but it still works and gets the job done. Now you could seat a minifigure in there rather than sitting Mario in. And it's just as easy to get out by just pushing on it, and it comes straight out, just like that. And another feature of the Mach 8 is that if you build a glider for it, which you can see I did here, I had a tutorial on how to build the standard glider for Mario Kart 8, which I have right here. Both of these gliders can attach to it on the back using that rigid hinge. This one is not based off any glider in particular, it just kind of matches the color scheme, but it is a bit heavy, so it does like hang over a bit. If you want me to do a tutorial on this, comment down below, but since it's not based off any particular one, I didn't think it's really interesting enough to do a tutorial. It's a pretty simple build though, so I'll quickly show it off. It's just a bunch of plates stacked on top of each other, and then a big brick in the center, and a few kind of sloping off the sides to give it a nice finish. But I think that's it for this LEGO Mario tutorial. Goodbye!